Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays, and thanks for coming. Today happens to be the 10th anniversary of the Prancing Pony Podcast, and I see a lot of people here who might not normally be here, but who are here to celebrate with me. And I just want to thank you for being here. Looks like a lot of folks actually. So we just part of the ship, part of the crew, indeed. Welcome, everyone. I'm scrolling through the chat already. I'm seeing Tolkien Guide. Welcome. Several of the regulars. Dave, well, good to see you. Welcome, sir. A lot of folks here. Thank you so much for joining today. Now, thank you, Caltonian. Yeah, and thank you all. It's been an incredible journey. Happy to talk about it. I mean, I know I've talked about it a lot before and talked about it at length in the episode that dropped last Saturday, or last Sunday, I should say. I mean, in a way, I almost felt like today's or tomorrow's episode should be the anniversary, but then I would have missed it, right? So, Glario instead of, what did it say, gelatin or something like that? I thought maybe that was the 10th anniversary gift, like paper and wood. And I was like, gelatin? Sounds a little odd. Okay, I guess. Oh, man. Welcome. So many folks here. I was not ready for this today. I was like, just the usual PPP plays stream, a little LotRO, a little chat, blah, blah, blah. But I'm seeing some familiar names from way back in the very beginning. Some of the original supporters of the show who actually remember the thing of which I no longer speak, the trailer. Yeah. So it's been something. Some of my high school speech. I didn't have a high school speech, Nate. I mean, I was on the debate team, but I didn't didn't have a speech to give. Because I wasn't a valedictorian or salutatorian or even anything atorian. Uh-oh. I just got a chat from, of course. Son, stop texting me during the middle of the streams. All right, I'll approve that request. Half my text messages from my son are requests to install an app. So I don't have a trailer to show you. It's gone. It literally is. There's nothing to see. It's just an audio trailer only. And it was like a minute and a half long. Like, hey, we're going to launch this thing called the Prancing Pony Podcast. And I literally don't know that I have it anywhere. I'm sorry. So nothing to see, nothing to show you. It just exists. I'm so sorry. But welcome all, and thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a part of the journey. Those of you who are here, especially those of you who are here early on, have been a huge part of why this has actually happened, why I'm still here 10 years later. Yeah, that is true. Fair Endor. I definitely know Katie better than to let this one slide. It's been something. It's been something. So, goodness, I don't even know where to start. I was just looking through some of my very old messages, and I think Facebook Messenger has kind of messed up the dates, because there's one stretch where like several messages have the same date stamp of January 12th, 10 years ago, of me saying to Sean, you want to start a podcast? And he goes, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'll get back to you when I get back from this trip. And then he says, oh man, this message has been sitting in my inbox for days. But of course, they both had the same timestamp. So I think there was something up with Messenger. My memory says that I reached out to him between Christmas and New Year's, like right after 2015, and that he got back to me. And then by mid-January, we were like, all right, let's talk about this. And then we recorded a little trailer. We, I went and hunted down some music, and we got signed up with Libsyn, got a web page, and started to build a podcast. Because, it turns out sometimes you can just go and do the thing. So those of you who are like on the fence about, I don't know if I ever want to, write a paper at a conference, or I don't know if I ever even want to go to a moot, you could just do the thing. And sometimes it works out just fine. So It was really amazing. Um, Thank you, Mary. I'm so glad that it's met. There's so many. Oh, this is great. Um, yeah, the post with us getting the ball rolling is still in that slash group. Yeah, Libsyn. We've been with Libsyn. We've been with oh, who was the one in the middle that we just the iHeartRadio folks that owned the service that we were on. And then of course, you know, the last year and a half with Glassbox. Ooh, happy to announce that just yesterday I signed a contract to renew with them for another year and a half. So that's exciting. Um, Jeremiah, I blame Tom as well. I credit Tom. Tom's been a great supporter of the show from the get-go. I remember when he said that it was like Car Guys, but Tolkien. I was like, man, that is high praise. That is high praise because Car Guys was a great show. Those of you who don't know that, it was an NPR radio show. It was two brothers who were car guys. They are they end up doing the voices of the Rusty's characters in the Cars movies. Spreaker, thank you, Katie. Spreaker, yes. And I'm having to catch up or keep up, and I'm not. So please, folks, if I've missed your comment, I want you to know I apologize. I will be checking out. I don't always check out the chat in every single PPP plays, but this one's special, and I will be. In fact, I may just go back and scroll right now and just see. Thank you so much to all of you. Yeah, you know, Dan, Tolkien Guide, Nate, Caltonian, Pand. I'm going to sneeze. You'd think I could have gotten to the mute button, but I couldn't. My goodness. Jen, there's your gelatin comment. I love that. That's hilarious. Thank you. P51, Pan, Farendur, Horn, so many Dev, Aberrant Andreth. I love that. That's what a great name. Joan, wow, yeah, we do definitely have some of the OGs around. Elizabeth and Balrog of Morgoth, and of course Maria. So good to see you, Frizzy Wing. Thank you. And I'm behind. I'm like 6 minutes behind. Yep. Went out and put out the invites. Thank you, Katie. Cinemillennials, happy anniversary. Thank you. And also, I still regret my season 1 millennial bashing. Yeah. So many comments. This is great. Thank you all for being here. So many moments. I mean, I just think back, it was just like, oh, you know, we're going to do this thing maybe once a month, maybe once every couple of weeks. We'll just sit and talk, you know, we'll just talk Tolkien. And it just turned into a thing. It just grew and grew, and it grew because the community, because of you all. I blame you. I thank you. It's because of so many of you that I'm able to sit here in an office filled with Tolkien books, doing a full-time job of writing and producing 2.5 podcasts and a live stream show. So it's been fantastic. I've got so many comments to look at on Discord and on Facebook, and it's just great. My goodness. All right. Yes, you could just do the thing. And now I'm starting to catch up. I'm scrolling so fast. Nate, happy birthday. It is your birthday, and you've joined the Patreon. I think you'll find that it's a wonderful birthday gift for you. You'll love it. The community's fantastic. Mid-season 1. I don't need another podcast. No, you don't. Blame Chad from Texas. He is fun to blame. It's actually, most things are his fault, from what I understand. Thank you, Imrahil. I have indeed received quite a lot of high praise, some of which is not quite as well deserved, but I appreciate that very, very much. Mirawena. Yeah, that's the thing about Car Guys. You don't have to like cars to like Car Guys. It was a great show. Chris. Oh man, I wonder how. I have not chatted and caught up with Chris in ages. I hope he's doing well. Thank you, John. That's a good point. He's the one who started those book weeks. I remember chatting about them, as we were sort of forming them and like how we wanted to shape that. So good. Baragon. My goodness. Thank you for coming, Baragon. So many folks. Miruena, yeah, that's Bonnie. Your anniversary gift. I've pried it open, but I have not pulled it out of the box yet. So we'll see about that. Maria, I don't know if he's going to pop in. I wonder. Let me see if I don't think he can. That's the thing. This was just the normal PPP plays time. Actually, Katie, could you reach out to him and just see if he is happens to be available? I don't expect that he will be. The drawing of Tolkien cycling behind me, Jeremiah, is the original from Matej of that illustration from Leaf by Niggle. And that is the wet bicycle ride. And he's dreaming about the mountain, right? He's dreaming about the tree and the forest and the mountains in the background. And then of course there's the wet bicycle ride portion. There is a follow-up of that where the Niggle is standing in front of the tree with his arms raised, and I do have a print of that. I just have run out of room on that wall. So Demay, thank you so much. The Hill of Chickens. I'm on hen. Yes, the Hill of Chickens though is kind of named as a spiritual successor to, of course, the quick duck, the swift duck that saved Sam in the chamber of Mazarbul. Affleck. I have more, sir. I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you. When you get a moment, can you grab the link? Oh, yes. Let me send you the link. I'm going to send that to you in Discord. Hold on a moment. Okay. There is the link. I've sent Katie the link so that she can have apparently other people join us, which I'm looking forward to. They'll show up on my screen first. So I'm so glad so many folks have dropped in. Oh, the podcast birthday. Gotcha, Nate. First time I want to interview Tom Shippey. That was such a good one, wasn't it? We had such a good time chatting with him. I'll tell you what, I felt like that day and the day we interviewed Verlin Flieger were like the days that I felt like we made it. Like, oh my goodness, we're here talking with these amazing people who've been studying Tolkien for longer than anybody really at that point. Dave enjoyed the millennial bashing. It was a lot of fun. Erica, thank you. I'm not afraid. Oh, I think I'm caught up with chat. I am caught up with chat. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open the gift that Bonnie sent. Bonnie is Midowena here on YouTube. Let me grab it real quick. Is there a story behind this before I open it? To me, yeah, he really is a cool dude. I ended up sitting with him at Tolkien 2019 in Birmingham, just having breakfast and chatting through the newspaper. It was wonderful. He's just such oh man, who has a mind like a lumber room, and what does it mean? Me. And it means I can't remember anything. All right. Let's take a look here. Now, I did have the wherewithal to cut some of these things so to make it a little easier. Oh, this way probably. But I have not seen what it is. Okay, now I have a clue because I'm seeing the bottom end of it. What is this? What silliness is this? Is this like my own scepter? Is this like the scepter of Annuminus, but for the PPP? Now that's funny. Oh, it says PPP at the very top there. And, oh, you made it with an old microphone. Oh, I love this. This is so clever. It's a microphone. I mean, I don't think it's a functional microphone, but it's a royal scepter. Of course, the Man of the West would have one, right? This is the scepter of Annuminus. That's what this is. This is the scepter of Annuminus with a microphone. Very clever, very hilarious. And Aberrant Adderith, I agree with you about because of Matej and Miriam and Maria. I don't know who my favorite Tolkien artists are anymore. I mean, we ended up having oh goodness. There's just so many good artists out there. So many good artists. Thank you, Bonnie. That was hilarious and really well done. It's a scepter. Everybody needs a scepter. And yes, that is a callback to the moot. I'd forgotten about that. The PPP scepter. Oh, I just got a ding. Well, Alan wins all future arguments. The scepter of Illuminus. All right. Welcome, Katie. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Oh, then I got to turn off the chat log. What's up, Katie?
Hi, boss.
Oh,
Happy 10th anniversary. Sorry, a little loud.
Little loud.
Sorry.
That's all right. What's going on?
Actually,
let me do that. There we go. And then maybe I can turn on the chat again. No, how do I do the chat? I'm trying to figure out how to do chat, but without you getting covered up. Thumbnails, maybe. No,
maybe
no, I don't
stack
like that.
us or vertically.
I can't actually. So, all right. Well, we'll just turn off chat for a little bit. That's all right. I mean, chat, YouTube and chat. Anyway, so yeah, the Scepter of Illuminus, by the way, ALAN Numinous. Thank you, Pan. Very good. The crown on top is fantastic. This is something else. Did you know about this? Did you know that Bonnie was making the scepter?
Oh, of course.
It's great stuff. Of course you did. So what's up?
So this being the 10th anniversary and this being my favorite day of the year, okay. I have been working for a bit on a surprise for you.
Oh.
And I apologize in advance, and I hope you'll forgive me afterwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for the PPP Plays. We'll see you on Tuesday. No. What am I? I am now terrified. What's up?
Some friends of ours have some wishes for you for today.
All right. All right. How do we do this? Oh, are you going to be, are you able to share your screen, or do I need to share? How does this work?
Oh,
You're gone. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. I should be terrified, Joan. Afraid is one thing. Terrified is another. All right. Katie has joined again. Let's try that one more time. All right.
It would help if I did not crash. My apologies. It seems that I
wondered what happened. All right.
Gremlin today.
The gremlins. All right. Yeah, I don't know because I've never used Restream as a guest, so I don't know. I'm assuming you're able to share your screen. There's a little screen icon with an up arrow. Intermission music. A few hours later. All right, we got a shared screen here. And let's go with okay. All right, fire away.
And make sure just the audio is coming through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
And I don't know if it will. There we go. It is.
Just got done putting some hours in over at TolkienGuide.com. And I thought that I would take a break, and because I heard that there was a pretty big anniversary for a podcast, the Prancing Pony podcast, coming up this weekend, the 10th anniversary. Alan, Sean, congratulations, boys. Y'all have done a fantastic job over these last 10 years. Both of y'all together, Alan with his line of co-hosts that have taken Sean's place over the last couple of years. So many moments of laughter, so many educational moments, so many, just too many to recount. I have been listening to the Prancing Pony podcast pretty much since the beginning, since 2016, really. I still remember listening to that first season with y'all, kind of going along with the Silmarillion. The relationships that I have formed with y'all and with the community, both through your podcast and through TolkienGuide.com. I owe a lot to y'all. I do. And I hope that y'all take some time to really look back this weekend and kind of celebrate everything that you've done over the last 10 years. I just say probably my favorite episode was the one that I appeared on, talking about Lord of the Rings, different Lord of the Rings editions way back when. I don't remember what episode that was off the top of my head, but I'm sure astute listeners can find the episode that Mr. Underhill was on. So, but yeah, congratulations, boys. Enjoy it. Hope you have a good weekend.
Hey guys, it's Kaya K. First of all, congratulations to 10 years on the podcast. I can't even keep a hair color for 10 months, let alone 10 years. It is such an honor to be a part of the same community as y'all. Whenever people ask me what podcast I'm listening to, the Prancing Pony podcast is always the first on that list. Whether it's listening to new episodes or re-listening to old ones, it's always such a joy to just absorb y'all's knowledge. Thank you so much for that knowledge and the resources y'all bless us with. And here's to 10 more years of Tolkien.
Well, greetings, Big Masters, and welcome from sunny Australia from me. 10 years of talking down to us, calling us little people when we know as an NPS and Lord of the Mark how big you really are. And I mean, 10 years has proven that you are certainly a big deal, not just to us, your fans, but to the Lord of the Rings community as well. The PPP has been through a lot with me. I discovered you pretty much at the birth of my first daughter when I decided to reread The Lord of the Rings for the first time during my paternity leave. I was on the search for a podcast or a reading group or a book group to work alongside and get some new insights and inklings into one of my favorite authors. And so what do I find but two friendly individuals talking about on fairy stories and entering into their what is now a decade of fantastic content, of humor, of joy. From the beginning, we could tell that you were having fun with it. And what more can we ask for as an audience that's listening to you to bring Tolkien to life with your voices, with your passion, with your dedication. And as you pivoted to the Silmarillion, I followed along, enjoying the storytelling, most of which would probably have gone over Jock Tolkis's head, or maybe have been scrawled on a little bit of paper and chucked into a giant pinata with an F on it. The celery may have or may not have frustrated, wielded a bat at. Since those days, I've had 3 other children, 2 of whom have now started their own Hobbit's journey and begin their own love of Tolkien. And it's no small thanks to both of you. And the extra guests and voices and cast members that you have had along the way. That brought my own love of Tolkien into the spotlight. It kept me going through keeping me company through my uni degree, marking papers for my students. You've always been a steady presence in my life since I re-picked up the books early in my 20s. And for that, I thank you. And gladly, I offer you a shrubbery if ever you come down under to Australia. Of course, with a little path running down the middle.
Down the middle, of course. Split level.
If ever we meet. Now, if you rely on a Golem GPS, that may end up with you seeing some of the larger spiders on Australia's continent. So I'd advise against that. Keep to the little folk. We know the ins and outs, the secret ways. So here's to 10 more years of fantastic content. Alan, you are amazing. Keep it up with the amount of content that you give out, from TikTok to the podcast to all the dedication you give this hobby, this area, both academically and just out of joy and passion and fun. Here's to 10 more years.
Hey all, to Alan, Sean, all the co-hosts of the Prancing Pony podcast. It's been 10 years, which is quite extraordinary. I remember your first episode, In Defense of Fantasy. And for 10 years, you've been continuing to defend fantasy and Tolkien and fantasy literature in general. And it's been a pleasure to watch and talk to you guys and get to know everybody along the way. I congratulate you all on this amazing feat. 10 years is a long time, and the dedication from all of you has been extraordinary, and it's something to be admired that people have such dedication to Tolkien, to each other, to this community, which brings us all together wherever we all work and spend our time. We're all one big family, and it's wonderful to see a podcast last this long, and for Alan and his co-hosts to still have such enthusiasm for it and teaching us new things about the community and about Tolkien and all sorts of other things. A huge shout out to Dr. Sarah Brown, my favourite doctor, who has often come along and helped you guys. It's been a privilege to watch, so thank you, and here's to the next 10 years.
Hi, Kelly here, or the middle page. This is so cool to be celebrating 10 years of the Prancing Pony podcast. 10 years is no small feat, so congratulations, and thank you so much for everything you do, Alan, for the community and teaching us about Tolkien. I remember listening back in 2016 when you started it, and walking my dog and listening to you guys talk about Tolkien in a way that just really helped me understand some of the stuff that I really was just beginning to grasp myself. And you made it so accessible. And the Prancing Pony podcast is something that I recommend to anyone who is just starting out with Tolkien, wanting to read the Silmarillion for the first time, or just trying to dive more into Tolkien's works. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations on 10 years. It's so cool.
What is up, Alan? Belmont, aka Pete here. I just wanted to wish you a happy 10 years of the Prancing Pony podcast. You truly are a man of the West, straight out of Numenor from the West Side and Dunia. But, I just want to say I don't really listen to podcasts, but I do listen to the Prancing Pony, of course, because I've learned so much from you without you even realizing it. I know we've gotten a chance to, do trivia together. I've even been on your channel and been interviewed about my own Tolkien content, my own journey. Or just being there on a live with Katie and I watching you play Lord of the Rings online. It's some of our favorite stuff. Or like opening Magic the Gathering cards for Lord of the Rings. But I have to say, my biggest honor was being able to meet you in person at San Diego Comic-Con. I hope we get to see each other again. We get to, talk more Tolkien. But congratulations on this 10 years. I hope to see another 10 years from the Prancing Pony podcast, because you're doing this till you die. I'm sorry to break it to you. Well, my friend, I wish you all the best.
From all of us at Tolkien Guide, you, Alan, and your team at the Prancing Pony podcast, congratulations on reaching this impressive milestone. It is not easy to create, maintain, and grow such a wonderful podcasting community. We're looking forward to seeing much more of you in the next 10 years and beyond. Cheers.
My Govan and friends, my name is Ryan. I'm also known as the Tolkien Toker, and I just want to express how proud and grateful.
That'll give me a chance to fiddle around with a couple of the other layouts. I'm trying to figure out a way to get the chat back up. There we go. We'll just cover up us.
Oh, no.
Did it freeze up on you, Katie?
It froze up on me.
Well,
that is really unfortunate.
That is. How much do we want to try to? Is there anything you want to try again? I didn't know this was coming, folks. So otherwise, we would have done some tech stuff behind the scenes and figured it all out ahead of time. But she was intent on surprising me. So,
This is all on me, folks.
No, nothing's on you. I'm just saying, we could have. I didn't know that it was coming, or I would have figured out how to do stuff. We could have. But do you want to? If there's more on there, you could Dropbox me the file. We could go ahead and do the LotRO portion, and then when we come back, I could share it from my screen.
This is why he's the boss, folks.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and drop it into, or send me a link by email rather than Discord, on the to wherever you want to put it, like a Google Drive, Dropbox. I'll download it to my computer while I'm chatting, and then we'll go ahead and do some LotRO, and then play the rest of it later. Depends on how long the chat goes. If it takes you just a few minutes to get it up there, I might be able to do it before I play. Because I'm sure there are going to be some questions from folks, and I want to answer those before I get going.
Of course. Of course. See you in a bit, folks.
All right. Bye. Thanks for stopping by, Katie. Appreciate all that you're doing. This is amazing. I have to admit, I had no idea this was coming. None whatsoever. And I don't even know. There we go. Let me get the chat back up. All right. Yeah, the surprise method was 100% the right way. I had no idea. It's pretty amazing stuff. I tried turning it on and off again. 100%. Yeah. Unbelievable. Recovery, escape, and constellation for a few months. I'm so glad. I tell you what, one of the things that Sean and I have heard from folks from very early on was how often our show and our comments and our insights would encourage somebody at a very critical moment in their lives, right? And it was always moving to read those stories, like that our presence helped somebody get through the loss of a loved one, or through a loss of a home, or a difficult move, or a time of depression, or other really heavy, challenging circumstances. And it's one of those things where it's always moving and always powerful. And yet I have to, and Sean and I talked about this, I say I, but I mean both of us, would have to put that out of our minds when we got in the booth, because otherwise we would be too serious and not making the and not having the fun and the lighthearted aspects and things. And so even though it sounds like we take a very sort of lighthearted and unserious approach in things, I want you to know, Sean and I and the other co-hosts now, especially the ones that have been with me, a lot, like Sarah and James and Matt and Dawn, we all know that we are sometimes intersecting with your lives at very important times. I just want to thank you for that. Caltonian, I've only just started Two Towers during this read through, even at the 1 to 2 episodes a day. My goodness. Oh. Do I think Tolkien was playing around with the idea of Tal Elmar being related to the elves? Yeah, I don't know. The Fell folk were, I still couldn't even figure out who the Fell folk were. COVID. Yeah. And Jeremiah, that's absolutely a thing that we never would have anticipated, never would have guessed. We were just putting out a show, just having some fun. And for me, it was a little bit of a, professional development thing because of voiceover work. I had no idea that we would be important in people's lives, that the work that we did would have an impact. But it's very meaningful to know that. And it's an encouragement, something that helps get us through our difficult times, right? Because the show is sometimes hard to put together, and to know that we are influential in that sense, that we're an encouragement, a source of hope. I mean, really, it's just because we point to Tolkien's works, but it's the way we do it, apparently, that has helped. And so I'm grateful and honored to be able to be a part of that. Your broken foot, Dan. Still going through that, aren't you? Yeah. Hour-long drives, Imra Hill, absolutely. Yeah. I'm so glad we could keep you company. Where does the time go? I know. I wouldn't say we made you lose money, Imra Hill. We made you spend money, but we didn't make you lose money. The good thing about Tolkien books, they tend to hold their value. All right, let me take a look and see if Katie has sent me a link yet, and then I can pull up the rest of that and share it on video. Katie, thank you for putting this together. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Okay, not quite yet, but I'll leave my email up so that when it comes through, and if you want, Katie, you can just ping me in chat to let me know that it's been sent, and I'll keep an eye out for it. Okay. Oh, it's uploading. It's going to be a while. She says 16 minutes, and that makes sense because, uploads are hard. They take a little bit of time. Yeah. Can't get enough. Read the book. Looking forward to the episodes. Listen to the episodes. Looking forward to the next chapter. That is awesome. That is exactly what we want. That is exactly what we want for folks. Really, if we could just get the whole point of doing this once we started, right, was get people more into Tolkien. And no matter how you came into the fandom, maybe you came in through the Hobbit movies or through the Lord of the Rings movies. These days, it's very possible. We've had a few people who had never had any experience with Middle Earth until the Rings of Power show. Then they listened to the Rings of Power wrap up, and now they're listening to the PPP and reading the books. And the idea is that no matter where you entered, we want to drive people to the books. We want people to enjoy the books, right? Not be intimidated by them, and to get all those aha moments, and to read it out loud. Like that's the thing that we, that's the thing, as long as we can get people to read, and preferably to read aloud, it's a win. So, oh my goodness, I guess we better play the game or we won't get to it, will we? For those of you who joined the stream because it's the 10th anniversary, it is still a PPP plays. So we're going to hop on to LotRO in a little bit, maybe a little bit longer since this is special. Katie, I know you said you got a few other things. Do you need me to? If you need me to bring you back on, just drop back in. You've got the chat. But yeah, maybe if you, since it's another 15 minutes before the video, I think we should probably go ahead and play. But if you've got other things to do first, you said you've got something else up your sleeve. And now I'm thinking, which Rocky and Bullwinkle? Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Must have the wrong hat. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into Lord of the Rings Online for a little bit. I don't think it's going to equal last week. Last week's was pretty amazing. For those of you who don't normally watch the stream, Tuesdays and Saturdays, I play games. Lately, it has been almost exclusively LotRO. Sometimes I build Legos. Sometimes I play Magic the Gathering. But it's been mostly LotRO. And last week, on Tuesday, or this previous Tuesday, we did the session play where you're Frodo at Parth Galen and you have that encounter with Boromir. It was absolutely fantastic. One of the best adaptations I've seen. So now we're in the East Wall, and we're going from there. Dave, I love it. The only podcast you listen to, and it's much more than a podcast. Thank you. And thank you for the honor of being a part of one of your projects too. I still, to this day, is like to have been able to take part in that. And to provide voice to go alongside your incredible music. Folks, if you guys haven't listened to Dave Braun's stuff, Katie, throw up a link. The man's a genius. Jeremiah, I would not be offended if you said I strike you as more of a Boris. Boris and Natasha was one of my favorites there as well. Giant digital tome of quotes showing the impact we've had on the community drawn together. Wow, I cannot wait to see that. So deep into LotRO. It is so much fun. It's such a great thing. LotRO's a wonderful adaptation. Let's see, scroll. After years of casual play. You know what? I love casual play. That's so much fun. There's so much stuff to do. It is really a happy milestone, I have to say. Oh, and the rest is history. Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. I agree, Chappie. The Tolkien fandom, I mean, every fandom has to deal with some toxicity, but the Tolkien fandom deals with less. We do get an injection of it every couple of years in the fall. Get ready for it in the fall again, but it doesn't last very long. Katie is indeed a force of nature. Big anniversaries, big plans for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon? No, I don't know a thing about Pokemon. I'm sorry. Magic the Gathering, I know, but not Pokemon. All right. Well, let's go ahead while we're waiting for the rest of that file to get uploaded, and we will come back to that. Yes, Hill, I am going to try the old Battle for Middle Earth. I don't know about the first one. I have Battle for Middle Earth 2. I've been able to get up and running on my PC, and I will definitely want to do that. So let me go ahead and bring this over here Going to add the other camera. By now, it's probably, I'm going to probably have to reset it. Yup. Hold on a minute. The LotRO client will crash you out of the program if you just sit there forever. And I sat there forever. So I'm just going to log in on my PC while you're not seeing it. And launch that. All right. And let's go ahead and add that camera. Don't know why it wouldn't add. Huh. Oh, I see. There it is. That's not the way it's supposed to be, though. Okay. Chat. People inside fandom are from any backgrounds. That is true. That is quite true. Disco mithril file noises. Well played. Well played. Oh, Signum used Doorward. Yeah. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and turn off the chat overlay. So that does mean that YouTubers and Twitchers will still be able to talk to each other, just not across the great divide. And now we're going to get into Hilbern. And I should probably update those of you who have not been a part of the LotRO aspect of this, who just joined because today is the 10th anniversary of the PPP. So, like I said, I've been playing Lord of the Rings Online. I started with, Hilbern as a level 1 character and have played him only on the PPP plays and moved him through the epic primarily. I mean, I pick up a few quests here and there, but it's mostly about following the storyline. And right now we are in, we're on the east wall of Rohan. We're at Parth Galen, and there we go. So if we look at the map, this is where we are. We're above the Argonath. Earlier we did the stuff here at Parth Galen. But yeah, if we look out, there they are. The Argonath. Behold, my sires of old. I love the axes. It's so funny because that's always been like, why axes? Why not swords? All right. So what I do is I play and I talk through the experience and I read the voices and we just have a lot of fun and ask questions. And usually in an hour and a half to 2 hour stream, I'll play for an hour. Like I'll chat for 15, play for an hour and 15, and then chat for another 10 or 15. So we're going to go ahead and see right now. I've got 2 jobs to do. One is to collect fallen sticks by the trees, and then the other is to go over here. So we're gonna go do that. Oh, there are enemies, so we'll have to kill some things. That's the game aspect of it, right? Luckily, I'm a little overpowered. Aha, fallen sticks. Okay. So we'll just have to gather, as typical MMOs go. Lord of the Rings Online does have you on these sort of quests that are sort of like busy work. Oh, go pick up some sticks and then bring them back, or go hunt and kill 10 wolves and then come back, or whatever it might be. But it's all good. It's a fantastic environment. Oh, Baragon, I have not seen what you say about why they have axes. I know I have some theories having to do specifically with the alliance with the Northmen, but I would love to see that. Do feel free to email me a link to something along those lines. I would love to read that. Why do cows have hooves? Because they lack toes. Wow, that is a PPP quality pun right there. The math book was feeling bad because it's found PPP's Alan and Sean at Tolkien 2019. 2019 was quite the event, wasn't it? I had so much fun at that. I think that was another one of those moments like, oh, I guess we're really doing this thing. Because, we'd been around for 3 years at that point, a little over 3 years. And not only were we going to be recording a live event, but as we're walking around, I think we'd gone down to the local grocery store to get like a flat of water for our rooms. And Sean and I were just walking back, just talking. And somebody in front of us turned around and goes, "Wait, are you Alan and Sean?" It's pretty rare to be recognized. It was pretty amazing. All right.
You found some. Good. Now remove the supplies from the boat.
Okay, so we're trying to help out with these things, right? Remove the remaining supplies from your boat near the Argonath. Denethor's best joke he ever made. Faramir. Wow. All right. Which one do I want? Bacon wrapped flapjacks, of course. Who wouldn't want bacon wrapped flapjacks? All right. So then we got to talk to Corodan.
Parth Galen may be a good place to begin our search.
I think it is good to help Framric while we can, but always keep your eyes open for the real reason we are here. As you pass southward through the woods of the East Wall, remain alert for a grassy lawn alongside the Anduin. That peaceful space is called Parth Galen, and it may be a good place to begin our search. So that's the next part of the epic, and it'll take us to the south. So you can see now we eventually have to make our way down here, but clearly the first place we have to get to is here, and that's fine. They're going to have quests. Those quests will take us down through here, and then we'll have more quests here before we get into the Sutcrofts, before we get into part of Rohan in particular. All right, so let's set. We could port there, but let's just walk there. It's not that far. Flapjacks are basically granola bars. Well, that seems that's an odd thing to call a flapjack. It's supposed to be a pancake. Swordhound. Ooh, an ancient evil slayer deed. All right. Superior apple and cheese pies. Gotten some good stuff here. All right. And it looks like we need to probably go through that gap in the mountains to get where we're going. So that's where we're going to head. Celebratory beverage, yeah. Wow, that orc had a very dramatic death. I will not be topped. I'm pleased to see that people are enjoying some festive beverages on a festive day. The 10th anniversary of the launch of a show in a world where the Prancing Pony podcast is 10 years old. Where the Man of the West plays Lord of the Rings online. Starting to have fun. Throwing Alan off kilter, yeah. That definitely threw me off kilter. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I had a feeling you'd be doing something. I certainly didn't expect that. And I can't wait to walk through the rest of those and hear from everybody. I mean, I would never have expected some of those folks who are very much a part of like the TikTok group. And I don't say that as like they're separate. They're Tolkien people just like us, but it is a different circle. Like I don't talk to them as much and I don't get a chance to. I like to. Ooh, Rittermark Scarn. I'm in a new area of resources. So now I'm going to get all sorts of resources. 20 minutes more worth of wishes. All right. Then I will need to probably, play only for about 15, 20 minutes. You just watched the Rings and Realms. Which one? I didn't catch it. The Rings and Realms episode with me and James as well. That was a fun one. Those were all fun. Jeremiah, that was a promise you didn't catch it, Alan, not a threat. I didn't catch what it was. The fact that she's got 20 more minutes, that's a promise, not a threat. Yeah. Time is an illusion, Manta. Lunchtime doubly so. I am just going crazy over the resource nodes. So again, I feel like I have to, every once in a while, there's got to be somebody who's here who's never played LotRO. I love to craft And my little guy here, Hilbern, is a prospector and a woodworker or a forester. So I'm always after the resources that I can use to craft and develop my skills. All right. Ford Prefect. You know, I have to admit that joke probably did not land with the American audience very well. But it would be a lot like, you know, him calling himself the Ford like calling himself Ford Escort. Such a great book. That really, I need to reread those books. Space is big, mind-bogglingly big. I mean, you think it's a long way down to the chemist. That's nothing compared to space. The Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, the effects of which are like being hit over the head with a large lemon slice wrapped around a gold brick. All right. All right, we're headed to the town here. Aw, right on, Hassel. Oh, I didn't even see this guy because I was not paying attention. Putting together your niece's first big girl bed. I remember putting together my daughter's first, non-toddler bed. That was something. A Hitchhiker's Guide podcast. Jeremiah, I have to say the idea has crossed my mind. It's the idea has not begun to consider the possibility of crossing my mind. Yeah, it's one of those things where I just fear there's not a lot to discuss. It's sort of a, whoa, hey, hello. Wow, that's a big axe. I think if I do another podcast, which again, I have a feeling that I've got 6 or 7 more years of the PPP before I need to wrap it up. I have a feeling that I would probably do Foundation just because it's such an amazing book and so deep. And Katie has just indicated that the file has been sent, so I'll be able to upload that after I turn in Riders Afoot. You're here to help. Thank the Hammerhand for that. We can use every pair of strong arms we can get. Have you noticed my guy's 3'6" and he's not very strong? We rode from Harwick with enough men and horses to investigate the troubling reports of orc activity in the East Wall. But we were not prepared for what we found. As we began pitching our tents and unloading the supplies, we were set upon by a contingent of orcs. The battle was made the fiercer by its sudden joining, and though we drove off the enemy for a time, we suffered many losses. Ask me anything and I will tell you, but if you have a moment, could you see to the comfort of our wounded? Who leads this band? I'm just catching up over here. Probably won't get 10 years out of my Hitchhiker's Guide. That's true. I'd have to compare the adaptations. It's been a while. Oh, Foundation's so good. So's The Expanse, but I have a feeling there's probably a lot of those right now. Mansig leads this company at the command of Harding, Reeve of the Wold. The Lord of Harwick is troubled by the report of Easterlings gathering in the Brownlands, but he cannot ignore whatever has brought so many orcs across the river into the East Wall. He charged Mansig with investigating the cause, and here we came, with as much haste as could be mustered. This band is made of men from all reaches of Rohan, from Snowbourne and the Sutcrofts, and as far north as Thornhope in the Entwash Vale. Most of us hail from Harwick, as does Mansig himself. It is my home as well. We rode south along the road when we were given this charge, stopping only at Floodwind to water our horses. We arrived at nightfall yesterday. That is when the orcs set upon us. Katie said I'm supposed to see the above, too, and I'm not sure what I'm... having water over here, being on voice and vid, throwing Alan off kilter. It's not like I couldn't kick you out of the community like I did Sean. Good luck with that. That was the threat, huh? I got you. Where does the Balrog tell his best dad jokes? In Kaza Dudum. Wow. How did the orcs surprise you? You may well ask that, and I imagine Mansig has asked Wilfrith and Radwolf that very question. We knew there were orcs in the East Wall. We knew they were here in great numbers, and still they managed to ambush us. I do not know how it happened. One moment, we were making camp, and in the next, We are beset by a raiding party of shouting orcs. He shudders. We are too confident in ourselves. We will not make that mistake again. What can you tell me of this land? I think we shall call it this land. I think we shall call it your grave. Aha! Curse you and your sudden but inevitable betrayal. I will tell you the truth, friend. The Rohirrim do not like to come to this land. There were often orcs on the far side of the river, and small parties of the villains would cross in order to steal horses from the mark. Something has brought them across in far greater numbers in the past few days. I know not what. It has not improved my opinion of the place. All right, let's get the stable while we're here. This unlocks the stable, so we'll be able to ride directly here. In the meantime, let's see to 4 of their injured. Saw to the comfort of injured Rohirrim throughout the camp. I'm just trying to catch up on... oh, yes. I was very properly surprised by the scepter of Elanimus instead of Anuminus. The scepter of... Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, I didn't notice this before. So I had noticed the crown, and I noticed that it was made out of a microphone, which is fantastic. And it even has the PPP on there. I didn't see the dragon, which I'm assuming is supposed to be Ancalagon, for whom my car is named. That's cool. All right. I think we need to talk to one more. Yes, let's comfort another injured person. There we go. An injured Rohirrim provisioner. All right. So now we talk again with Ceolbald. Ceolbald. Or possibly Ceolbald.
You will find work here if you seek it.
Just catching up with chat. It keeps moving at an astonishing rate. Second pipe talking, there's a level of diminishing returns. Thank you, Hilbern. Many of those men will need to be borne back to Hardwick to rest from their injuries. But until we can return to the wold, we must do what we can for them here. Ask me any questions you like, and I will answer as best I may. You'll find work here if you seek it. We must recover from the orc attack and regain the initiative if we are to succeed. All right, deed bestowed, East Wall Explorer, and quest to the East Wall. So we're going to pick up some quests here. Collect bows from orcs or uruks.
From Snowhorn, and I could keep a dozen orcs at bay.
Several of my friends have gone missing.
So now we have to find people. I'm getting texts real quick. I need to check. Hold on a second. All right. They fell upon us without warning as we were trying to get this camp established. We're still trying to recover from it. If the orcs attack again, we might not be as fortunate. So we have to find a couple of missing guys and show them the way back to camp. That means escort missions. Mansig, the guy who's actually in charge of this whole thing. Defeat orcs and uruks. That should be easy enough since we have to find people. And defeat orcs in the East Wall and collect short arrows and long arrows. And let's go ahead and set a milestone here. And we'll replace Ethelberg. Sorry, folks. All right. No idea. I can't keep all these chats open. Let's see. Going back to the main chat here. If I ever did North Wing, that would be an answer for favorite books outside of Tolkien. Oh, Sherlock Holmes. Well, then I'll have to make sure we ask you that if you ever do. All right. So, yeah, you can see, if we take a look, we've got 4 quests, right? An eye for the foe. That's just kill 8 of them, right? It's defeat orcs and get short arrows and long arrows. Same thing. And 2 lost friends. It'll be super easy to do all of that because they all overlap each other. All right. Thank you all. In the meantime, let's go try to find the lost friends because they're going to be the easiest ones. And in the meantime, we'll probably also happen to kill 8 orcs. I mean, here, we'll just shoot one guy and we'll already probably get a short arrow. We collected a bow and got a short arrow, and we only have to kill 8, so it should be fairly straightforward. All right, so we're going to follow the river, and it looks like it's up here somewhere for our little friends. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how will I get back, and I realize it does finally kind of come down here. So I can come down here, cross the river. These are some creepy looking dogs. I mean, like... Seriously creepy looking dogs. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Cancel. Sometimes I say the word seriously, and she thinks I'm talking to her. Also, I've been known to say like something and or some other word that's like, but also then has an S at the beginning. So it sounds like the name of the other digital assistant. Quite annoying. All right. My Siri is an Irishman. I mean, these dogs need a trip to the groomer. Middle Earth and chill. That sounds like a vibe. Okay. Here's the problem. How do I if I go down here, how the heck am I going to get back to the camp? Okay, maybe the road's over here. Yep, road over here. Gotcha. All right, so... But I'm going to have to cross over here. That's a lot of dead orcs. My Alexa was a British woman. Then she... then they changed her. Oh, it's not a guy. It's a horse. Oh, and I just have to point them in the right direction. Well, that's easier. So I've defeated enough orcs. I've also found the orc bows that I need. I've finished all the missions. That was quick. Perfect timing. So we're going to go ahead and port back because we're lazy.
Look at these things.
Throw the orc bows on the campfire. Talk to Utlak again.
Even the smoke of the burning smells foul.
Every blow to the orcs helps our chances of surviving here in the East Wall.
I've been known to lose my temper on occasion.
And now we need to find the orc that escaped with his prized arrow. There's usually a second layer of quests. Lost friends.
You found my friends. It is my duty to see the needs of our horses.
So now I'm level 80. I'm going to go ahead and use some Destiny to get myself some more accelerated experience. Because at 81, I can reforge my legendaries. All right, so this was interesting. So I typically try not to read all the quest text because really I mostly just read the epics. But this is so important for the Rohirrim because, I've lost my friends and their horses. It's my duty to see the needs of our horses. It's a task I relish, for I know its importance. The success of our mission depends in no small part on them. When Longmanu and Swithlick fled from the orcs, their saddlebags. Sorry, I live near a place called Saddleback Mountain, so my brain immediately read saddlebag as saddleback. Saddlebags must have fallen from their backs. I kept much of their feed in those bags. Search the woods between the camp and where you found my friends for their fallen saddlebags. Food is not enough. They will need water as well, but I do not trust the streams here. Too many orc boots muddying the waters. You saw a waterfall on your way to rescuing my friends, I know, but there are a lot of dead orcs lying in that stream. If you follow the river upstream, though, where the water flows from much higher ground, perhaps you can get fresh water from the waterfall before it flows past those bodies. Take this water skin and fill it at that waterfall. That way my friends will have fresh, clean water to drink. And now I've finally got... Okay. All right. I can now reveal what was worrying me a little bit. I'd gotten a text. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb for obvious reasons. I'm in the middle of a stream, right? But I got a text out of nowhere from my wife saying, "We're coming to get you." And I'm like, "Why? What is something going on? Is there a problem? Did somebody get hurt? Why would you be coming to get me?" Turns out she's trying to send that to my son, to our son, who's at a friend's birthday party. "All right, we're coming to get you." Like, totally different tone. Oh, man. Very good. An enemy of the orcs is a friend of mine. More to be done. Defeat orc searchers specifically. So this is great. These are well-organized quests, right? You go out, you do circle of quests, and then you come back, you turn them in, and you go out and do some more. I'm used to other ones where you go out and you do the thing. Like, let's say, go kill 8 orcs in this camp. And then you come back and they're like, "Great, go back and kill the leader." I was just there. Couldn't you have told me before?
Is it possible for the various tribes of Orc and Uruk to work together?
All right, so basically I now have to find an orc that escaped with a prized arrow, saddlebags, kill orc searchers, and find an orc wielding a stolen sword. So these are in more specific places, as you can see. Okay, so, and what's that one way up to the north? That's a little odd. Oh, that's the above his station. So we'll head back up there, but not yet. I think we need to get back to the 10th anniversary celebrations. So we'll come back to this. Folks who are not normally watching this stream, thank you for enjoying this part. I hope that you enjoyed it. Do come back Tuesday nights at 6 p.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. I'm always doing the stream. And playing through LotRO, playing through other Middle Earth things. I mean, you can see some other Middle Earth games on the shelves here. I've done the Lord of the Rings adventure book game. I've even done some of the coloring books. I eventually want to do Journeys in Middle Earth and the One Ring role playing. Of course, with One Ring role playing, I need people to do role playing with me. Sean has suggested he might come back for that. All right, let's go ahead and quit out of this. And switch back to the main stream. All right. And we're going to turn off that camera and we should be good to go there. All right. First of all, can everybody still hear me? I've had this thing happen before where the audio disappears when I remove the wrong, when I remove that camera. It shouldn't be, but it does. All right. Sounds like an argument with an old married couple. Yeah. I'm going to catch up with chat real quick before I grab that video. I'm going to have to... Chewy, thanks for the tip for another gaming lo-fi music. Thank you for confirming you can hear me. Appreciate that. The emotional whiplash. Yep, lots of that. Lots of that on this show. Sean's revelation about Gollum deserving death. I know. Jeremiah, that one still blows me away. It really, really does. Oh, I take that as high praise, Jeremiah. If the Tolkien Society is Rivendell, we're Bree or even the Shire. Thank you. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. The Ent GPS. That's one of my favorites. Enough my own turn. You have missed the turn. I love that one. All right. Thank you all for confirming that you can hear me. All right. Let me go ahead and see if I can find that video and see if I can share that from Katie. Katie, thank you so much for pulling that together. I want to make sure that your hard work in doing that is paid off. Of course, I'll have to hold on a minute. Okay, so now I need to download. Can I download? Download anyway. All right. It's going to take a second because, of course, it's still a 600 meg file. Back from driving. Good. So I'm assuming there are a lot of folks here who don't typically watch the stream. I just want to invite you to come back, even if you're not big gaming fans. Gaming is about a half of what we do on the PPP plays. The rest of the time is just chatting Tolkien, maybe grabbing a new book off the shelves and talking about it, or a new Weta sculpture or something like that, or a handmade scepter of Alanimus, or whatever it might be. Let's see. Let me also get Katie back on here so that if there are any questions about this, she can maybe say who some of these people are, because I don't. I mean, I know the names, but I don't. It's very rare that I get to see these people. So the file is almost downloaded. Like, oh no, the network connection was lost. What do you mean? Okay, at least it's picking up where it left off. Good, done. All right. Now let me bring Katie back on. And I'm going to have to fiddle around with the stream layout here so that we don't. I'm not trying to make you small, Katie. I'm really not. Maybe I can do customize. That's sort of better, but I can't stack them like I thought. That's not going to work. Let me try. No.
I don't mind being small, as long as the video can be seen.
Well, the nice thing about this, at least, is that, well, yeah, that's true. What's it going to look like with the video? I don't know. All right. Gaming studio making an open world. Yeah, I've heard about that. I hope it turns out well. Lord of the Rings games lately have not, in all honesty, turned out great. Return to Moria is the last really good one. Obviously, there was the disaster known as Gollum, and then the lovely but altogether too shallow Tales of the Shire. But yeah, let me go ahead and see about sharing a screen. Let me open this up in QuickTime. Katie, you gave me a timestamp of about 10 minutes and change.
I tried to pay attention to when that paused.
It's not playing for me at all. Let me try opening it in maybe VLC. I mean, you'd think QuickTime would work. There's something different with the video, perhaps.
It always make you cry later. Listen,
Oops,
I hear it.
Yeah, that's because it's working. All right, 10. Nope, it crashes. There's something wrong with the file. Yeah, every time I try to get to that point, the playback crashes, and I can't skip past it. So somehow it the file is corrupt, I think. I'm gonna try. There's one other app that might work. Maybe if I use Handbrake to convert it, that'll fix it. and I can set that to be something like a fast 720, set that to the desktop, and start. Sorry, folks, trying to figure this out.
Yeah, for your apparently to celebrate you and Sean, I either kick you out of the communities or I bring in tech gremlins with me.
Oh, I have so many tech gremlins, it's not a big deal. Well, we'll see how that goes. It's about 5% through the conversion process. Sometimes that fixes, if there's a small something in the file that quite possibly Handbrake will break through it. But if it doesn't, we'll figure it out. In the meantime, yeah, they do come in pints. They absolutely come in pints. And they come in big 40-ounce things, too. This is just water. Tech is indeed what it is. So if I'm able to get that working again, Katie, I'll bring you back. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, you said you had one other thing. Did you want to go ahead and do that, whatever it is? Because I have no idea.
Oh, so hopefully you haven't seen. I figured you had been busy this week. I amassed a giant tome of about 50 pages digitally of various sentiments from the past 10 years of the impact you and the podcast and Sean have had on the community you've grown and how they got into the podcast, what it means to them. So that's not really readily shared because it would take a very long time to go through it. But
that might be something to put on, to put like on an online resource or something. No. In fact, the dedications file stops where the file broke. The file that I was exporting from Handbrake actually is only 9.5 minutes long. It ends where that crash happens. So
beautiful. Love it.
Folks, I am so sorry. And I know that Katie has worked hard to put that together. What we'll do, if you're interested in watching that, is we'll find a way to make that available. We'll either put it on the website or we'll put it on social media. Maybe we'll just put it on Vimeo and then post links to it on social or something like that. But we'll figure that out. Katie, thank you. Really appreciate you trying to pull that together. And in fact, pulling it together, we just couldn't get it displayed. But thank you so much. And folks, for those of you who don't know, Katie is kind of the glue for the community. She's done yeoman's work, especially in the Discord for the last, 6 years. Ever since Sean and I grew the team, like when it was just us. So in 2020, we brought on a bunch of people. That's when I got Jordan on board to help with editing and Phil to help with the website and so on. And I brought in Katie to help run the Discord, and that place has turned into just an incredible community. So thank you, Katie, for all that you do. Appreciate it. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat.
Oh, no worries. That's her job. She's got to take care of chat. All right, Katie. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Of course, sir. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here today.
I am very much looking forward to seeing that. Really am. And yeah, the Gremlins don't change it. I cannot wait to see all of it. I am excited to see it. And just, sometimes in the process of converting files and moving things around, it happens. So Katie, thank you again. I really appreciate the hard work you put in to doing that. So, taking a tour of Weta while in New Zealand, Sabres World. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. A Tolkien phrase we can use during technical difficulties. I don't know. The one thing I think of is the story that's related about him speaking a prayer of exorcism in high Gothic into a cassette recorder, because that's who he was. The Philology Fair. Bum, bum. Also, Voicey, I'm just going to always say kudos to your little profile picture there. I always love a good Homestar runner. I'm going to get email. said consummate V's. Handbrake is cool software, Dave. I actually use that in my TTT workflow because I shoot in 4K. And of course, it's through QuickTime, so it's uncompressed. But there's no way I can send those files to my editor because they're like 40 gigs for a 10-minute file. But then I run that through a custom profile in Handbrake, and I send him those. Thatched roof cottages. Yeah, if we get it working, Nate, that's actually a great idea. We'll do some on Tuesday. Absolutely, because Katie's worked super hard on this. I want to make sure that her efforts are not in vain. Thank you. The computer has the black breath. Yeah. Good stuff. Indeed. Legend indeed. Room. It's .com. Oh man. Love it. All the Homestar Runner quotes. So much fun. Thank you, Jeremiah. It was one of the few voices I could do. Genuinely do, I mean, like, because I can make up my own voices for a lot of characters. But like if doing an impression of somebody's characters is a little more difficult. I know Sean does that really well. He gets Kermit and Winnie the Pooh just spectacularly. Well, Katie, I'm sure you would have made me cry. Give it enough time. You'll make me cry later, I'm sure, with the rest of it. Thank you. This has been so good. I'm not ready to say goodbye yet because, of course, we still have plenty of time. But yeah, this has been, I'm just going to say 10 years it's gone by very quickly. It's been interesting to see there's so many different stages of the PPP. There's sort of stage one was that first year. We didn't really know what we were doing, but the content was still pretty incredible in terms of walking everybody through the Silmarillion. And then stage two is when we sort of started going to moots as a thing, like when we went to Myth Moot in season 3. And in that same time, that sort of stage 2 of the show is when we started the original Patreon and moved from a bi-weekly to a weekly show. Stage 3 was sort of that growth stage when Sean initially had to just dial back a little bit, and that would have been in 2020 when we hired the team. So like a lot of jobs that he did, like the website and a lot of social media stuff, we then brought on people to help with that. And then we brought on stuff to help like my load because I'd been doing all the editing. We got an editor that gave me more time to step in and do things that he'd been doing. So that sort of reimagining of what the production would look like was sort of stage 3. Stage 4 was probably like towards the end of that run before Sean had to step down as we thought about creating the Rings of Power wrap up. Well, as we did create it. And then as we wrote the book, and then the 5th stage is sort of this incredible stuff that's been able to happen even after his departure. And I miss him every day that I record, miss him every day anyway. And he knows that, but it's been so great to work with some incredible people since Sean's departure, from Nerd of the Rings to Don Marshall to James Tauber, and of course, Dr. Sarah Brown. It's just been incredible. Dan of the Rings, last, my friends, I must away. Have a great, thank you, Dan, for stopping by. Appreciate it, man. Really. This has been quite the thing. Nope. It says you got a workaround. It's a Canva link. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I can copy that link on my thing here and then open it in Safari. See if that works. So as a Canva export was the problem. Katie, I am going to make you cry. All right. I think this might work. Yeah. So let's take a look. All right, folks. I think we got this. Katie, I'm going to bring you back on. If you want to hop on, we'll bring you in. My most starstruck pinch me moment when meeting people from the Tolkien community. For me, it would be, man, a lot of them. I mean, probably meeting Tom Shippey in person for the first time at Tolkien 2019. That was a starstruck pinch me moment, you know. Talking to Simon Tolkien on the phone, having him call me. I was out running errands and he calls me one day to talk about coming on for the interview. And I'm like, my phone says Simon Tolkien. Hello. Turns out he was a super nice guy. All right. Katie, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know you're too old. You're too young for that. That's welcome back, Kata.
No idea.
All right. Let me go ahead and do a share screen. Google Chrome is requesting to bypass. Yes, allow that, please. Let's do this one. Let's see if this works. There we go.
Fun and friends, my name is Ryan.
Are you hearing the audio?
Tolkien Toker, and I just want to express how proud and grateful I am of the Prancing Pony podcast. When it came to podcast formats, the Prancing Pony podcast was the first podcast that I listened to. The way Alan broke down the Silmarillion and just the little things, one of my favorite things that's sticking out to me right now is just talking about the word subtle and how that means something in Tolkien. And it just made me think differently and made me be more in tune with what the vocabulary of Tolkien's writings meant, because they all have a greater meaning. I am truly grateful for the Prancing Pony podcast. It's also my first window into the outside world, other than, you know, Peter Jackson's movies, other than The Hobbit, Rankin and Bass. That was my first glimpse into the fandom and content being created by the fans, by the lovers of Tolkien. So I am truly grateful for the Prancing Pony podcast, and I wish them all the best of luck many years beyond.
Thank you.
All right. 10 years of the Prancing Pony podcast is an achievement. Congrats, Alan. And I guess Sean, too. And then everyone who's been a part of that. The Prancing Pony is something that I've been listening to for 9 of the 10 years of its existence. 10 years ago, I joined the Tolkien Society. And then when I started having more just longer commutes to work, I was looking for podcasts to help fill the time, and Prancing Pony podcast came up for Tolkien podcasts. And so as I was getting deeper into Tolkien, my knowledge of the Silmarillion was lacking, and because y'all started with the Silmarillion and did the deep dive, it really helped kind of kickstart me into even going further into Tolkien and Tolkien studies in general. I'd say probably too, had a change of career where I'm an high school English teacher now, and have published papers in Tolkien studies. And I think the big part of that is thanks to the Prancing Pony podcast. Y'all have literally changed the trajectory of my life in part. So congrats again, and hopefully there's another 10 more years of the Prancing Pony podcast.
Huge congratulations to the entire Prancing Pony podcast team, because 10 years is a wild accomplishment. You should be incredibly proud. And I am incredibly honored to have been on one episode of one of your amazing series. And thank you for being a resource for us, for engaging with the community in the way that you do, for involving the Tolkien community in the way that you do, because I think that's the most important part of it all, right? And I say resource because I've definitely listened to the podcasts to help me better understand and connect with Tolkien's work and world better, especially the Silmarillion. That did help. I needed that help, so thank you for that. And again, congratulations, and I don't know, wishing you another great 10 plus years, because it's kind of a staple in the Tolkien community at this point, I think, right? Yeah. Congratulations.
That's hard to believe sometimes.
It's Jerry. Congrats on 10 years, man. And here's to 10 more great years to come.
Hey, what's up? My name is Max. I really like airplanes, but I also really like the Prancing Pony podcast. Actually, back when I first really tried to read the Silmarillion and understand it and really parse through it, I was listening to the Prancing Pony podcast, the chapter by chapter breakdown of the Silmarillion, and without it, I probably wouldn't have I wouldn't have understood it. I probably wouldn't have even finished it, to be honest, because in my opinion, this wheel well of a 737 is actually more simple than the Silmarillion. But I do think that the Prancing Pony podcast is pretty cool. So, yep.
Hey there, this is Jeannie from Texas, near Houston. I am a member of the Houston Smile, and I got to be part of that because I started listening to the PPP about 7 years ago. I love it. Thank y'all so much for everything you've done over these past 10 years. We really appreciate it. All of us that are in the community love it and just love what you've done to further the education and knowledge that you've given everyone about Tolkien. So, happy anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary, Prancing Pony Podcast. My name is Dave Lewis, aka Cinemillennials, and here I am on the beautiful Isle of Tol Eressëa. My favorite thing about the Prancing Pony Podcast is that not only is it a great community, but it is a great introduction into those that are just getting into Legendarium, as well as those that are just getting into the scholarship of Tolkien's Legendarium. One of my favorite memories is when I first heard about the concept of textual ruin, and that has transformed my view on Tolkien's Legendarium forever. I hope you guys have a great 10th anniversary. Thank you so much for being such a great beacon for the community.
Hey Alan, it's Lukas from Germany.
Hey,
Congratulations
Lucas.
on 10 years of the PPP. Thank you for the incredible amount of hours you've poured into this. You have enriched my life. You have fueled my passion. You taught me a lot about Tolkien. You opened new angles on my favorite author, and you helped me through some tough times. Thank you as well to Sean and the team. Thank you so much to everyone, pretty much. Here's to another 10 years of the PPP. I can't wait for the next 600 episodes or so. Keep it up.
I don't think we'll hit 1,000. Thank you, though.
Hey, Alan,
Damn.
Sean, James, Sarah, Katie, and everyone at the PPP. Alan, congratulations, man. 10 years. 400 pony episodes, plus all the TTT and Rings of Power wrap-up episodes, which, with all the bonus episodes and postscripts, puts you well above 1,000 episodes, maybe 800 or 900 recorded hours, which is starting to put you in Simpsons or even Star Trek territory. That's a phenomenal achievement. Katie very kindly reached out to some of us to allow us the opportunity to record some brief thoughts on your achievement. I know I've said some of this elsewhere, so I'll try to be brief here. Otherwise, I could probably go on for a long time. I've been around for about 7 years. I first started listening in January 2019 and joined the fellowship later that year. So not right from the very beginning, but about 2/3 or so of the journey. But just to add a couple of personal notes, tomorrow I'm recording my second live stream episode on a chapter-by-chapter walkthrough of The Hobbit with Edward Pettit at the Rosenbach Museum in Philadelphia as part of its Biblioventures series.
That's cool.
I'm only doing this because I was recommended by Dr. Sarah Brown. I only know her because of the Signum courses I've been taking for the past 3 years, and I only know about them because of the podcast. Of course, I know of Sarah through the podcast as well. Yesterday, I was at Fan Expo here in Vancouver and got to see a friend and fellow PPP listener meet Elijah Wood. In a couple of weeks, I'll be meeting some members of a local Tolkien Society Smile, of which I'm a coordinator, which formed in the first place because of the PPP. A couple months ago, I gave a talk in Dallas on Michael Drout's most recent book and Tolkien's Inner Consistency of Reality, one of 3 such talks I gave last year. In a couple of months, I'm going to my second Westmoot, where I'll be volunteering and possibly giving another talk. I've got to hang out with Corey Olsen 6 times now, I think, and I met Donato Giancola and Tom Hillman and Brett Devereaux and so many other amazing scholars and artists and fans. All of this is because of the community that has grown up around the podcast. My own confidence has grown immensely after being surrounded by such passionate and kind people. I honestly don't know what I'd be doing right now in my life without any of this. I don't know what it all means, but enjoying Tolkien had been mainly a solitary experience for me until that point. But I had reached a moment in my life when I started listening, when I really needed community. And at that very moment, away behind in some courtyard of the city, podcast music started up. Shrill and clear it played, recking nothing of war nor of wizardry, welcoming only the morning that in the sky far above the shadows of death was coming with the dawn. And as if in answer they came from far away another note. Voices, voices, voices. In dark 2019 sides they dimly echoed. The man of the West and the Lord of the Mark excitedly talking. The pony had come at last. Here's to at least 400 more, my friends.
Hi, Alan. Congratulations on the Prancing Pony podcast reaching age 10. 10 years is a very long time to keep producing such a high-quality, award-winning podcast. Since I've known you for most of that time, I guess I can say we're old friends now. I know you've heard many stories from your fans, me included, about how listening to the Prancing Pony podcast has gotten them through personal hard times, or through the COVID years, or helped a friend, or helped them to finally get a handle on the Silmarillion, or taught them to read the text more carefully, or taught them to actually read the poetry, or how the Prancing Pony introduced them to other works by Tolkien, or to other authors, scholars, experts, artists, craftspeople, or adaptations, and how the wonderful fan community you have cultivated has supported each other through episode discussions, lore discussions, general life discussions, and shenanigans. And as one of your moderators, I appreciate the care you took in deciding the rules for the Facebook Discord and other social media groups to keep our fan spaces safe. And the Prancing Pony Moots have been the absolute best times for all of us to come together in person or online to be with you, your co-hosts, the scholars and speakers, and our dear Katie, of course. You know that Dave and I have attended a lot of other moots, but we feel most comfortable at the PPP moots with you and the friends we've met through the podcast. Not to mention my wonderful Grey Haven smile that started because of a discussion some of us had at the first PPP moot, and other smiles that started through the Prancing Pony moots and social media. I'm sure you know all that, but I hope you also know about how the influences of your podcast have sent ripples all through the Tolkien community, even outside the Prancing Pony spaces. For example, James Tauber got some of his helpers because they heard about his work on your podcast, and then they were able to chat with him in our Discord. A lot of us heard about space classes at Signum through the Prancing Pony podcast. I know of at least one person in my space classes, Sarah Jameson, who was very tentative at first, but gained confidence over the years and recently gave a great talk at our moot. And because Graham Cheadle took space classes with Sarah Brown, she got to know him and recommended him to co-host on the Biblioventures podcast. And hearing Sarah Brown on the Prancing Pony episodes made me determined to meet her at Oxamoot years ago and to take her classes, and now she and I are friends. And those are just a few examples. I know there are many, many more. So thank you very much for all your hard work, for not giving up when things got tough, for having all the best co-hosts, and for producing the very best podcasts. You've graduated from being a dog lover to a cat dad, and from Man of the West to King of the Podcasts. Happy 10th anniversary and many happy returns.
An ode to the Prancing Pony podcast.
Uh-oh.
Once upon a time, now. In a Facebook group, there lived several hobbits, writing about a shared love of adventures, trees, food, and fate, and free will. When suddenly, two of these hobbits tried to outmatch each other in a battle of wits. You know, words. The length and complexity of these essays expanded, as Hobbit waistlines usually do. They posted each week about a book Mandos chose until they decided to join forces to make long audio digressions together. They thought no one would listen.
It's true.
But they were deceived. More and more hobbits gathered round the hearth and begged for more ponderings. Little did they know that Iluvatar said, "They shall prove but mine instrument," to bring more hobbits knowledge of the Valar and Maiar, elves and dwarves, men and orcs, and all free folk of Middle-earth. So, with pop culture references and digressions aplenty, they obeyed. Sean stepped away to tend his hobbit clan, and Alan gathered other hobbits to sing in the third theme. Where will the PPP go next? Let's ask the Gollum GPS. What? It fell into a volcano. Okay, let's not ask the Golem GPS. Long may Tulka smash podcasting records to the height of Taniquetil, where the stars of Varda shine. And congratulations on 10 years.
This is great.
An ode
to
the Prancing Pony
This one got
podcast.
doubled up, so I'll fast forward. Oh, okay.
10 years. Man, that's far too short a time to be listening to such an excellent and admirable podcast as the PPP.
This is our Bartleman, by the way.
But yeah, a decade already. Man. Oh, what can I say that probably hasn't already been said all to you? This has just been an incredible adventure listening to the show. I mean, number one, finding the show. I don't think I ever told you how I came across the show. It was completely by chance, but I had just started an hour-long commute to my old job and was like, hey, I'm going to see if anybody's got a Tolkien podcast that I could listen to on this trip. And lo and behold, there was the PPP, and you guys were in The Hobbit. And I saw you guys had done the Silmarillion and saw you guys had done Beren and Luthien, and I was like, I'm going to start there. And then I went back to the very beginning.
It's a very good place
Because that
to
is,
start.
you guys are right, it is a very good place to start. Oh, man. But, yeah, so just wanted to say thank you. You and Sean, you guys made a community of not just Tolkien fans, but also Tolkien scholars. It's just this, it really is a virtual pub in a way, where we all come out and hang out and share our love of Tolkien. I never thought that I would find a community like this. It's incredible. And I wish younger me could know the quality of friends that I would one day find thanks to the PPP. You've by bringing in all these different voices, by making a space for it, you've enriched my own understanding and appreciation of Tolkien, even so far that I've seen its effect in how I approached my doctoral thesis. I don't think I would have given it the depth and breadth I did as far as bringing in other views of how to read Tolkien if it hadn't been for you and Sean and the podcast. So I thank you for that. In a way, you guys were also along for the ride when Noah and I were dating before, we got engaged. He would listen to your the episodes while he was driving down to meet me for our dates. And yeah, this was after our first date, when I told him that, I work on this podcast called the Prancing Pony Podcast. You should check it out. Haha. And yeah, he listened to it on the way home from the first date. So thanks for that. It's kind of funny for me to think of you guys as a little bit of the chaperone. But on a more personal level, you and Sean, and listening to you guys go through Tolkien helped me when my brother passed, going back and listening to how you guys talked about Húrin and the Mir Niathar Noediad and the Alre and Tuluva. It made that experience a lot easier. This idea that even the dark times will prove to be the instrument of good somehow. We might not live to see it, but they will be turned to good. Gosh, I've enjoyed being your Barlaman. I've enjoyed most of the wrap-ups for, what does Barlaman have in the mailbag today? Most of the shout-outs. Only one that ever did have me yelling in my car, screaming, "No, Alan, no," was one of the Treebeard episodes. when you said to send into Barlaman, what gets you roused? That was a bit awkward to listen to, but
rouse.
It was fine. No one sent in anything.
Not 2, 1.
But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. 10 years. Hey, here's to 10 more. I mean, you are the man of the West. You've got to have that Dunedain heritage. So anyway, Alan, thank you. And yeah, thanks, and forever more thanks.
Happy birthday to the Prancing Pony podcast. 10 years of podcasting is truly an achievement. Congratulations, Alan. I'm Jonathan. I'm the editor of the Day's Talking Times. I can't describe how the Prancing Pony podcast has influenced my life. I think without it, I wouldn't have dived so deep into the Tolkien lore, and obviously I wouldn't be editing today's Talking Times. So thank you very much, Alan and Sean, and all the other terrific co-hosts. Thank you very much.
Oh, speaking of co-hosts.
Hi, Alan. Sarah Brown, the Shield Maiden of Rohan. What can I say? 10 years. What an amazing achievement. The amount of work that you and Sean have put into the PPP is just incredible, and what a wonderful community that you have built up for the PPP. I can't thank you enough for letting me be even a teeny tiny part of that. It's just been a joy to do that. What was my favorite moment working with you? I don't have a favorite. They're all favorites. I do have a remembrance of a particular moment, which was right at the very beginning when we first started working together, when it was the three of us, you, me, and James. And I expressed a concern to you, and you listened. And you just listened. And it was wonderful, actually. And I thought, this is someone I could work with. This is someone I could really, really work with. And I'll always be grateful for the connection that we have when we are doing your PPP episodes. I'm grateful for everything that you do for the PPP. I'm grateful for bringing me in on it, because I love being a part of this community. Keep doing what you're doing, because you are pretty damn splendid. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
Chad.
What's up, y'all? This is Chad Bornholt. I just wanted to congratulate the PPP on 10 years and looking forward to another 10 years. And the best part about the PPP is not just the community itself, but the way that the community actually can connect you with other people who know little nuances about Tolkien, and possibly introduce you to people who know those little things that you don't know, and you don't know that you don't know, and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to another 10 years and meeting more people and hanging out with the same old people that we always have. Anyway, for more on that, let's go live to the Rittermark and see what the Lord of the Mark has to say.
Hi, I'm Sean Marchese. You may know me as the Lord of the Mark, and I'm the co-founder and, as often as possible, the co-host of the Prancing Pony podcast. And I'm also the co-author with Alan of the book Why We Love Middle-earth. When Alan and I started the Prancing Pony podcast in 2016, we wanted to create a podcast that felt like you're listening to a couple of good friends just hanging out at a pub talking about Tolkien. We wanted it to be the kind of space where people would overhear a little bit of the conversation and think, wow, that's really cool. I want to go listen to those guys, and come over and gather around the table and listen to us talk. And over time, I feel like we have done that, and more so. I feel like as often happens, the crowd of people gathered around the table has just grown and grown. And there's more people coming to sit down at that table and participate in that conversation as well, which is an amazing thing. And I love what we have built with the Prancing Pony podcast, and I love what it's become after 10 years. And that's really what the Prancing Pony podcast is to me. It's a third place, a place where Tolkien fans can go and just soak up the joy of loving Tolkien together with other fans. It's a digital meet hall. It's a place of community. And I'm so glad that so many people have found a home or a third place in this place that we built. And I'm so proud of all that we've accomplished. And I'm so happy to see everything that Alan has done to make the Prancing Pony podcast a place that's inclusive and that's welcoming and that always puts joy for Tolkien first. So congratulations, Alan, on the last 10 years. And I'm so excited to see what happens in the next 10.
Oh, wow. Well, Katie, thank you. That was definitely unexpected. That was I had a little itch at the corner of my eye, but no, that was really moving. Thank you for putting that together. That was clearly a lot of effort that you put forth to get everybody together, to get them to do their recordings, to be able to hear from all of them was fantastic. So thank you for that, Katie. Appreciate it.
Happy 10 years.
Thank you. Oh, well, I'll say farewell to you, Katie, first, and then I'll say farewell to everybody else next. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I mean, this has just been, 10 years is, what was it that the genie in Aladdin said? 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. 10 years will too, actually. It's been fantastic. And I am proud of what Sean and I have created, but I will still say that the best part of the PPP is the community. And that's only tangentially connected to what we've created. It somehow has brought together the best people in the best fandom, right? I mean, we've talked about the Tolkien fandom being such a great fandom. It does feel like the PPP family is a special part of that fandom. And so I want to thank each and every one of you and all the thousands of people who have listened to the show. I mean, the other day I was adding together the numbers just for fun, because at this point, the only numbers that matter are, what my advertisers see, right? That's all about like the last 30 days or the last 14 days. It's not, total numbers are not a thing. They're not really relevant to anything in podcasting. But I took a look at the Libsyn numbers for when we started to when we left to go to Spreaker. And then I looked at the Spreaker numbers that I downloaded before we left there and went to Glassbox. And somehow over these 10 years, we've managed to get 12 million episode downloads. I know a lot of people listen to it more than once. So I think that even though that average is something like, 30,000 a piece, I think it's more like about 15,000 people. But, the fact that 10 or 15,000 people regularly listen to this show is mind blowing to me. But I owe my success and my thanks to all of you, to every one of you who have listened to the show regularly, who have shared the show, who have said, like so many people in this video said, when people ask about a podcast, I always tell them about the PPP. That means the world to me, right? You guys have made it possible for me to do this full time, for me to literally make this my job, and like they say, if you love your work, you never work a day in your life. And if that's the case, I've already been retired for a few years. But as we know, I'm putting in more hours than most retired people will. And yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be at least 7 more years of the PPP in its current form, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. So, excuse me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to all of you who listened, all of you who've supported, to all of you who've shared, to all of you who have reached out to tell me how encouraging the show has been to you. And thank you to all of you who've been a huge part of the community. Thanks to Team PPP. You already got to meet in the video Jonathan and our Barlowman, Becca Davis. But, you know, I have an incredible team. Phil's just fantastic, putting together the website, doing all sorts of stuff. Jordan working hard to edit the episodes and all the ad spots. I'm constantly, hey Jordan, I know you're done with, you know, editing episodes, but here's an ad spot I need tomorrow. You know, it's just everybody that works on the team. Megan's art, you know, and then of course, like I've said before, but I'll say it again, Katie helping with the community, essentially being the centerpiece of the community has really, I think, shaped and is a big reason why the community, especially on the Discord, is so special. Taking a look real quick at the rest of the chats before I say farewell. 4.5 million of those. Rodineers, bonus points for the username. Absolutely. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Caltonian. That's the point. I want folks to be able to talk about things in good faith. Yes. Agree to disagree and be kind to one another. That matters so much. Matej, hey, recognize anything? I'm so glad you're here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Barragond, good to see you as always. I should just say, Barragond has been a huge help recently in helping me get some of my pronunciations right, especially on the TTT, because that every day it's just 6 times more opportunity for mistakes. Your daughter, who was 8 when I started, will be 25 when I finish if I do another 7 years. Well, enjoy that process. Oh, gold medal. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. Just cutting onion rings. Yeah, that's right. That's a great quote, Elizabeth. The tears are the very wine of blessedness. That text, it always gets me. And not just because of the text itself, but because of what Tolkien said about that text. In a letter, he talks about that moment on the Field of Cormallen. That moment at the Field of Cormallen where everybody's praising the hobbits and he's weeping as he's writing it. And for those of you who went to the Moot in 22 in Milwaukee, you got to see the actual manuscript, which you can see is tear-stained. That gets me every time. That gets me every single time. Barry, that's a good question. How many books have I added to my library in 10 years? I will say a lot, most of those. I mean, I think I had I had this box here, this first box, which is The Hobbit, Silmarillion, Children of Hurin, and Lord of the Rings. I had that box, and I had a few of the paperbacks, and I had a few of the hardbacks. But everything else has been added. It's not much, but hey, it's tax deductible. At least there's that. But yeah, it's been fantastic. So thank you all, everyone. For those of you who want to come back, I hope that's all of you. We'll be continuing the Prancing Pony podcast plays and chatting through Tolkien and talking through Lord of the Rings online, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Those are Pacific times. So do the math and we'll see you then. Thank you again so much, everybody. I'm going to keep the chat up while I go ahead and close out the camera and turn on the music. Good night, everyone.